Spring has sprung in the place we love. The streets are bathed in pastel rolls of tulips and daisies. All around, the air is fresh, the vibes are good, and the street lights are vibrant as ever. Once again, it's that special time of day, and here we are, once again, gathered together. What a delightful place to start. Good evening, everyone, or good morning, or good afternoon. Whatever time it is, I'm honestly not really sure right now. You see, they just barely opened up a brand new coffee shop, like right next to the station. And the baristas over there were really nice to me and offered me whatever I wanted in turn to give them some shout-outs on the air. And as such, I am currently on my 5th triple shot of espresso. I have been up for hours. Everything is kind of hazy and blurry, and I swear I can feel my bones tingling. Am I okay? I don't know. How much caffeine is too much? I couldn't tell you. But enough about that. How are you all doing? It's a beautiful whatever time it is out there, and flowers are in full bloom. I, for one, have a large bouquet of tulips on my desk. Who bought them for me? I did. They were having a sale at Bailey's on Mayleys. It was something about a local, the arsonist is behind bars so we can safely run our floral shops without any sort of fire-related stress type sale. It doesn't really roll off the tongue, and I'm still impressed they managed to squeeze it all on a banner. But for whatever reason, this sale has spread around the city. Everyone has been decorating with flowers as everyone has been giving them. I bought some. I had some delivered to her by a fan. Mike bought the biggest bouquet for Darian. And everyone else has gotten things for everyone else. The city is currently flooded in a flurry of floral festivities. It's an absolutely colorful, chaotic collage, and I love everything about it. Everyone is having fun, and everyone is enjoying this No More Arson sale, including the police. There's an upcoming memorial service, though, for the police, so maybe that's why they're as excited about the flowers as they are. But let's not get into that right now. There's traffic to go over. There's a new railway line in our city. This new addition is simply known as the Midnight Track. It runs late into the evening, up to about 2 a.m. You can find it on every other odd-numbered day, or whenever it rains outside with the melancholic hue. Stop on this tracks are not set in stone, because there isn't a lot in life that we can really ever hold on to. It just comes and goes. Enjoy the grains of sand while they slip through your fingers. It all runs out eventually. Railways ripple in rumbling ribbons around a riveted residence, playfully pulling passengers' passage through perilous passes and peculiar places. A haunting hum humbly hangs across the areas in air. It's a lovely night for those lost looking longingly towards a loving lane to leave all their worries behind. It's on one of these days you're going to find yourself standing on a platform, lost in thought and missing something you used to have. Rain will prickle against the folds of an old umbrella you picked up when you were a different version of you. The city will be awash, as if all the things of the past are being slowly stripped away. And there you'll stand on that platform, waiting for a train. And from there you will stand, waiting for a long time. You'll wait, hearing the repetitive thumps of raindrops against an umbrella over your head, thinking and wondering and longing, and then the train will crest over the hill. Where will it go? Where will it lead? Who's to say? It doesn't matter. You get on board, and the train takes you where you need to go. The train takes you where you need to go. And this is all for traffic. My leg won't stop twitching, and the room looks very purple for some reason. Is that normal? I don't know. Maybe I should put down the espresso. Or maybe I just need more. Well, in any case, what a crazy few months it's been in the city. Think about it. Not too long ago, we were all in the middle of some sort of shadow apocalypse thing. Things were rough, but now we're back to normal. Or even better than before in some cases. It's taken a lot of adjusting, but I, for one, think we're all doing so great. Mostly. Today is an interesting day. As many of you know, our city was ripped apart and rearranged. It took time to adjust to the city's new layout. It took time to get everyone organized, and then to search for those we couldn't find. In the end, we saved as many people as we could, but there was a handful of people we couldn't save. The police are putting together a memorial service of sorts to honor both the people we couldn't find, as well as our fallen sheriff, Olivia Hawthorne. After months of holding out hope, they're throwing in the towel on the search. As far as we know, she's dead and gone. Services began earlier today at around 4 and are continuing until around 2 a.m. this evening. Stop by, share some memories, comfort all of the crying officers, and leave a few nice things by Sheriff Hawthorne's massive portrait. We all lost someone we cared about, and it's important to come together at these times. I was there earlier today to show my support. Sheriff Hawthorne wasn't always the best, and we weren't always friends, but she was there when I needed her. And that is worth leaving at least a cup of hot chocolate by her side. And with that, wait, what? No, I am not putting down the cup. Get to your point. What do you mean? All right then. I just gave me some very interesting news. So, there have been glowing lights of some sort spotted over the cemetery by Old Town. No one knows what they're for or what's going on there, but witnesses report hearing strange voices, ominous lights, and a shadowy sort of presence. Now, we don't know much, so don't panic just yet. This appears to be stable at the moment. We will let you know as we find out more. In the meantime, please enjoy this pre-recorded message.
The train weaves across a weathered rail, humming along without any fail. A comforting presence in all life can unveil. It keeps the dark thoughts from their final prevail. The train sings a tune for all to relax, bobbing and swaying along the tracks, free from the burdens that weighed on their backs, resting away from a world doomed to collapse. Rain pricks against the train with a silver stream. Passengers look outwards at the stormy gleam, their minds lost on remains of a long broken dream, wondering, hoping to find some sort of meaning. The train stops slowly at its destination, a place far away from past frustration. Passengers deboard with hopeful eyes. Winds start to change in tempestuous skies.
How are you all doing tonight? Finding something to look forward to? Finding somewhere to stay dry? I hope so. Honestly, I hope so. As for me and all of us here at the station, we're doing just fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. The raccoons learned how to crochet the other day, and they have made something of a knitting circle in the break room. There's currently stacks of granny squares around them, and by the end of the week, they should be able to make a handmade quilt. It's all very impressive, especially considering the fact that I have no idea where they managed to find crochet hooks. In other news, I is currently sitting in the corner, anxiously checking on my reactions, while fidgeting with a stack of papers and trying subtly, but not successfully, to take the cup of coffee away from me. She's a little on edge right now, but honestly, I have no idea why. I'm fine, We're fine, Everything's fine. Now give me my coffee back. Seriously, I'm okay. Even after you told me about the strange lights, and the people who were spotted there, and the mysterious specific employee who used to work here who may or may not have been spotted. It's fine. Everything's moving forward how it should. And besides, we're right here, doing what we need to, far, far away from any unwanted former staff that might be poking around or doing anything with some suspiciously glowing graveyard. It's fine. It's great. It's none of our business. So why don't I take my coffee back, you go organize some papers or something, and we can move on. All right? All right. There are updates on the midnight track. The first trip of the midnight track has successfully run. Passengers boarded a cerulean and mauve express as it pulled up on a rainy evening. Michelle Michaels boarded the train over by Start Park in Cherry. She was just getting off from a long day working out the details to have a few of her pieces appear in an upcoming gallery. It's a very big accomplishment for her, and with it comes plenty of very big feelings. She's excited, of course, for this massive opportunity. However, she's also feeling overwhelmed by the amount of work and coordination it's taking to make this happen. She's hopeful at the future possibilities, and yet anxious at the potential failures. Despite all the success and praise, a part of her is terrified. What if she's a fluke? What if she's just setting herself up for disappointment? After all, she spent so much of her life running away from art, hiding from the things she wanted to be. What if she was right to hide? It's so terrifying. so much more exposed to be in the spotlight. And there always seems to be something more that you're lacking. This bothers Michelle. What if she's not good enough to be where she is? What if she'll never make it to where she wants to go? Over and over these thoughts plagued Michelle like a tumultuous storm. Over and over she was hit with them like the rain pouring on top of her head. She sat there, drowning in all the thoughts and fears and feelings. And then a train pulled up. Reports on the midnight track say that this new rail line is a total success. Not only does it arrive promptly and silently, but the ride is reported to be smooth and comforting. The interior, a nostalgic sort of vintage design with deep blue seats and golden lights. It's a good place to sit down and take a load off your back. It's also a good place to find your center again and feel ready to take on the weight of the world. The only problem with the midnight track is that the stops are a little hard to predict. The train will rarely go wherever you want, but that's okay. Instead, you will end up where you need to go. For example, Michelle Michaels found herself at the old murals in the Children's Art Gallery over by Old Town. This is where she first went as a little girl with her parents and felt inspired to draw. Ingrid Thomas, who was also one of the writers, found herself at her old middle school, reflecting on the life she's led. More and more people find themselves in strange but significant places. My friend Jeremy, for instance, found himself outside a therapist's office, and then, after immediately getting back on the train and refusing to go, found himself at the community center, where it was group trauma therapy time. It's an interesting addition to our city, but I think it's doing its job well. The midnight track won't take you where you want, but you'll end up where you need to go. There's something comforting about that. It's almost like a railroad sort of God. I don't know. I'm not religious. Anyways, Mike just handed me a stack of letters, so let's take a look. Our first letter comes from Colin over by Star Park. He writes in to say, "Everyone likes trains, but trains don't really do much. I envy the trains." You know what? Same, Colin. Same. Life is exhausting. Caffeine is making my tummy super upset, and we are just holding on. Moving on from that, we have a colorful postcard from our friend and station legend, Rex Adams, who's currently off on another trip. You know, I'm happy that Rex is finally taking all those unused vacation days that he's been putting off for years. But it's starting to get a little excessive. I don't know, don't get me wrong, I am happy to see that he is out and about and doing things. But at the same time, this is the 5th trip within the last couple of months. How much vacation day can one man have saved up? Anyways, speculation aside, let's read what it has to say. Life is going well, anxiety's fading fast. I love my boyfriend. Well, good for you, Rex. Glad to see that therapy has helped, you're using your vacation days well, and you're living a happy life. May your days be filled with joy, love, and more working hours. I have been the only ones keeping the station afloat for the last couple of weeks. I've been awake for the last 48 hours, and I think the caffeine is starting to get to me. Anyways, the let's move on to the next one. It comes to me in the form of a crumpled up paper that seems to be ripped out from some notebook. Interesting. Hey, any idea where this note came from? Nope. She is shaking her head. And Mike is busy helping to stitch granny squares together with a pack of raccoons. Okay then. Normally I'd be against this, but again, the caffeine has taken my brains and everything feels kind of anxious right now. So let's just ignore the feelings and take a look. Desperately searching, fighting for a happy end. I'll do what I must. And it's simply signed JW. No idea who that could be. Not going to engage with it at all, though. Nope. Let's just keep moving on and look at something else. Oh, there's news stuff on my desk. We have updates about several things, so let's take a look. Shadows settle on a place that you left. The room feels hollow and alone. Darkness hides the bitter mess. This heart no longer has a home. We chased visions of our future, giving no regards to the past. Burnt so bright the end came sooner. Ours was never meant to last. Chase the figures up against the wall. Grasp for something in the haze. The illusion's better than nothing at all. We waste in dreams of better days. There's nothing left of the world we knew, and yet we try to hold on to. A tall, muscular man, the type you'd expect to play rugby, stands by the train station near the cemetery in Old Town. He stares down at a notebook, scribbling notes that don't really make sense to anyone else. He looks terrible, covered in dirt and who knows what else. He looks like he just dug his way out of a grave. Maybe he did. Or maybe he was trying to find something. It's hard to say. Under his arm, he holds a couple of books that should not be in his possession, and yet he has them. He uses them. He searches through them. He scribbles through his own notebook, desperately searching for some way to get what he wants. So far, it all seems hopeless. He's spent so much time searching and fighting, and even after his mind is back to himself and he knows where he's at, nothing. He doesn't know what to do. And right as he thinks this, a train pulls into the station. It's been a very nice night for everyone. Despite the drizzling rain, we've received happy story after happy story. Citizens all across the city are abuzz about the midnight track, and it's causing quite the stir. Old loved ones are reconnecting, opportunities are being taken, and all around people just seem to be in a better mood. My friend Della, who owns Della's Bakery, just texted about it. Apparently, she had a pretty life-changing ride of her own tonight. Yeah, it just really made me realize that I put a lot of pressure on myself to perform and be perfect, Della said when I asked. I guess that since I'm the older sister, I just always felt like it was my job to take care of my little brother and make sure everyone around me was okay and in line. But I'm not supposed to fix everyone, and maybe some people don't need to be fixed? I don't know, but I feel like I need to go reevaluate some things in my life. Also, the train dropped me off in Old Town, so it's going to be a while before I can get you your cupcakes. Sorry. All of this was in response to me texting her and asking when my delivery was coming. Needless to say, reports were less than thrilled about that last part. But hey, At least people are having fun with this new addition to public transportation. At least they have that. In other news, it's a good day to be a lemon fan. After months of shortages and delay, our beloved garbage bear mayor, Darian, has arranged a deal for us to... Oh. Well, hello there. Listeners, a surprise guest has just walked into the studio. I say surprise because it's unexpected, and guest because they're usually unwanted here. Well, hello, Blaine. My former producer, long time no see. Where have you been for the last few months? What? You have a secret portal thing going on? Dimensions? Stuff with Jack? No. Let me stop you right there, Blaine. I worried about you. There was a storm. There was a problem. I tried to help. I tried to get you to stop, and what do I get for my trouble? Take a seat. I cut to some ads. I need to talk to Blaine about some issues we've been having, and I'd rather this not become public spectacle. Unlike other people here, I like to think I'm sort of professional. So just cut to something. I don't care what, just put it on.
Travelers, misplaced, weary, searching, wandering, wait, empty hearts, worn shoulders, tired shoes, train whistle, arriving, carrying, comforting, mysterious, supportive, train. You know, the midnight tracking, the only experience here. Carry you away to better times. You can find all sorts of community. The cozy congregation of Sasquatch. We're here, and we're waiting. Come check us out this Friday night for our once-a-month full moon howl. It's a good time. We'll see you there.
Okay, why don't you run that by me again? Alright? You disappear for a few months, absolutely no words, and this is after the whole city goes through, I don't know, a massive shadow apocalypse that you didn't even warn me about before you ran off to get some files. Really? Do you know what I had to go through? Do you know what any of that was like? And you just left me there. Honestly, I'm not even sure why I'm surprised. It's not like any of this is new territory for you, honestly, Blaine. How long was I gone? Let's start there. When you first ran off, after I begged you not to, how long did it take you to realize that I was replaced? Really? How long? Come on, Blaine. How long? How long did I ask you, no, beg you, to put the conspiracy board down and take a break? Go ahead. Tell me. Tell me how much you cared. How much you listened to me in the exact moment in which you thought to yourself, maybe I should check up on Marina because things are seeming a little off. I was worried about you, Blaine. I was scared. But no! Instead of listening to me, instead of caring, instead of noticing, you just pushed and pushed and pushed until it went too far and people got hurt. Well, I fixed your mess, Blaine. I bailed us out, and now you're back here and you're causing more trouble? No! I'm done.
I don't care what you found. I don't care what you're going on about. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm done with all of this. You don't get to make that decision anymore. You don't get to keep putting my life in danger. What's the point of it? There's a life going on here, Blaine, in this city, and it's a beautiful life, and it's a happy life. And if you wanted, you could just sit here and join the rest of us. Forget about the past. Just be happy for once in your stupid life, but no. That's too much for you. So go ahead. Go off with your stupid theories. Go on with the conspiracy and all of it. I don't care anymore. Just leave. Do what you think is best. And as for me, I have a broadcast to go back to. Because some of us actually care about our jobs. Now get the fuck out of my studio.
And welcome back to the show. How's everyone feeling? It's been a big and eventful night for so many people, but I'm glad we all can share it together. You know, sometimes we get stuck in a place. Sometimes we just don't know where to turn. That's when we need to look up and look around. We're here in such a magical place, filled with so many magical things. Sometimes you just need to remember the beauty around you. Sometimes it's enough to help you find the path forward. The midnight track is running and the trains everywhere are going on a very nice and calm journey. I hope you all find the one you need to take. I hope you all are finding peace and relief out there tonight. I'm doing pretty well over here. And for all of us, let's at least try to have a good night.
Dream Girl City is a production by NJ Schulze. It was written, produced, and acted by NJ Schulze. The poems featured for today were The Train That You Need, Burnt Out Candle, and Travelers in Train, all by NJ Schulze. Have a question? Have a comment? Have things you'd like to discuss? Check out our social media, where you can scream all your comments and discussions into our lovely void that we share with you. Or email us at DreamGirlCityRadio@gmail.com. If you like supporting the podcast, please consider our Acast support feature, or simply rate and review us wherever you get podcasts and share us along with your friends. We spread by word of mouth, so everything you can do is a big help to all of us. Want merch? We have merch. Let us know what merch you could possibly want in the future, and we will see what we can do. Thank you for sticking with us through a very interesting and emotional season. Promise I'm doing okay mentally. Mostly. There are plenty of surprises and interesting twists and turns waiting to be held, but until that time comes, just remember, the star is rising, and with it comes something quite surprising.